Kevin, thank you for joining us here today. What's the single biggest issue do you believe facing state swimming associations?
Well, Talbot, I think the biggest issue facing state swimming associations is one that's being faced by many sports, and that is that we've been experiencing declining membership now for some time, and that's really a reflection on changing society where young people have a multitude of choices, and those choices are growing by the moment.
Yeah.
And so there's a big challenge for all organised sport there to make sure that we stay relevant to young people. Swimming obviously offers a tremendous amount at its best, but we've got to make sure that we do our best to ensure that it's enjoyable, that kids have fun, and that they feel valued along the way. And but certainly what's been happening in more recent times is that membership has been declining.
Yeah.
The coaches themselves are at the very forefront of facing the challenge, because they're the ones that have the closest relationship with the swimmer, and so it's crucially important that they're adapting to the changing times as well, in terms of the way that they identify young people and the way that they then relate to them.
Yeah.
in their day-to-day dealings with them.
From your perspective as a state swimming CEO, what more could coaches and teachers be doing to keep kids safe in swimming, particularly after some of the evidence that came out in the Royal Commission into institutional responses to child sexual abuse?
I think the biggest point to be taken from the work of the Royal Commission there is that institutions themselves have to accept responsibility for the safety and welfare of young children, and they need to be very transparent in the way that they go about doing that. And the simplest way, I think, to heighten awareness there is to make sure that there's a very clear statement by each institution about the value they attach to the welfare of children and their safety, and that it's a culture in which people are encouraged to draw any concerns they may have to the attention of the people within the institution, and that can be at the local club or it can be in a bigger institution. And there needs to be things as simple as posters around the place there that make it very simple for people to know where the organisation stands and what they can do if they're concerned. We can never replace the responsibility that rests on the shoulders of adults to be forever vigilant around our children, whether it's beside a swimming pool or their babies or youngsters, and the risk of drowning, and the same as they grow old, there's a whole range of risks for young people there that we must forever be vigilant about.
Yeah. Why do you think it is that Queensland, and South East Queensland in particular, outperforms the rest of the country and perhaps even the world at the elite level?
Well, I think the main reason is that coaches in Queensland have for a very long time supported each other. Even though individually they're competitive with each other, that you'll see, and even at the Australian Championships recently there, that they were 100% behind each other in celebrating the success of each coach. There didn't appear to be jealousy there. And I know going back decades there that coaches all the way back there the senior coaches were only too happy to share their information, their knowledge with other coaches and to support them, and that remains unchanged. It's quite phenomenal, I think, but I think it's the single biggest asset, and it's a matter now of whether or not we're able to sustain that, with future generations of coaches. But I think that's very, very evident when you actually look at the coaching, Queensland coaches, when they're involved in swim meets.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us here today, Kevin. Keep an eye out for more videos from our staff.